I'm so honored about your presence and being able to honor you that we've done this award 5 years now, but I made the legendary Luminary Award for you.
Oh, thank you. It's wonderful.
and then and then how it worked out is Bongos Ikwe from Nigeria, who's very well known and legendary as well. So he became the legendary award on the African side. So I haven't had a chance to
Oh,
talk to him yet, but I'm sure he's going to be honored to be in your category. He's been in the music industry in Nigeria forever, and he's
uh-huh.
had to be your treasure of the world and specifically of Nigeria. So I just want
Good.
to just like I'm going to read off a few of the thousand and million accomplishments that you have, but just, throughout just the truncated version of all you've done, you have 6 Grammy Awards, a
Yes.
Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award, which is amazing and much deserved. You did the New Jersey Hall of Fame honor, a Silver State Equality Award honor, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the stint in Las Vegas at Caesar Palace because I know there's a big event coming up for that. So I want to find out more about that. You released
Okay.
2 albums last year. She's back
Yeah.
at Christmas, and she's back being your
Yeah.
first top 5 R&B album in several years.
Yeah.
And then you performed the hit, one of all of our world's top favorites, and what a beautiful thing that you spearheaded for AIDS and all the
Love
stars,
it.
stars
Yeah.
gathered together for That's What Friends Are For. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure Sam Smith, as wonderful as he is, must have been totally blown away to be able to sing with you at the Charity of Hope Gala.
It was wonderful. We had a great time.
I bet he seems like such a light, and he's so talented. But I bet he was like shaking his boots a little bit to be able to sing
Oh
with you.
no.
And then also you doing a lot of work with regard to COVID-19, and so
Yeah. I just did
offline we'll yeah, I
the
want to hear
tribute.
about that too. So, because we're going to be doing a lot within the human rights and education, raising money for this particular event that we're doing, that we're
Uh-huh.
going to be able to help with the COVID situation. So perhaps there's some things that we can do together, which I'm really excited about. So we're going to talk
That'd
about
be
that.
wonderful.
And
Okay.
then on top of it, you're an interior design
Yes.
company, WG Designs, that you do luxury homes and hotels.
Yeah, we do
What
hotels, we do homes, we do our last commercial project actually was the Black Ensemble Theater in Chicago.
wow.
Yeah, so we decided that it's time to let people know this is what we do as well.
I love it. I mean, you're so multifaceted. What got you into designing? Obviously, you had that in your life and you have a very keen eye and your style is impeccable. But what got you into designing homes and hotels?
Yeah, well, I think I consider singing and designing one and the same. They have all the same uh, attributes, it's colors, it's harmonies, it's textures, all the things that make music happen also make design happen. So I guess I've been singing and designing at the same time.
That is so true about singing because, I have a lot of friends that are in the business and are singing, and they're always talking about the textures and just the beautiful notes. I have a squishum of music in my background. Nothing
Uh-huh.
compared to anything of your level, obviously, but I love that you compared the music to that design because it really is so one and the same.
It
So
is.
you are so amazing, so multitasking, and also you are relevant and virtual and tech savvy. You said, I have no problem with Zoom. I do it all the time. I love that.
I have become the Zoom queen, honey.
I know, isn't it great? I mean, I
It's
wish
been
we would have been
amazing.
smart enough and well, I wish I was smart enough and got Zoom stock before this whole thing happened.
I know, we all do.
Right? It's so crazy. It's so amazing what we can do now and stay connected. Um, we have GWEN Talks. This is GWEN Talks, and we had a recent episode with 3 of my friends that are in their 80s, and I called it the Sage episode. And Sage to me stood for sassy, ageless, glamorous, extraordinaire. So I know that your birthday is coming up December 12th, is it?
That's right.
And you are entering into the 80 years old. Now you look no more than 50, first off.
Well,
You're so
I don't
gorgeous.
know what an age is. You know, it's just a
Age is
number.
ageless. That's why.
Exactly.
So where are you these days in you're so grounded and spiritual and loving. What would be a message that you would give to women and men of all ages? But specifically, that 80s sage group is so
You know, I kind of think it's basically all about liking yourself. You know, you have to love who you are and be who you are. And I have no problem with. I like Dionne. I really do. She's a good girl.
you're a
You
great
know, and I follow that rule. I take care of myself. You know, as best I can. Um, I am a doctor's nightmare. I don't do what I'm supposed to do. I do everything they tell me not to do. You know,
I
but
think that's gonna make us live to 120 if we keep doing that.
you know, I do care about me. I care about me an awful lot, and that's basically the only thing I can tell you about what I do and how I do it. I just, like I said, I like me, so I'm going to take care of me.
Well, I think it's really important in these times when a lot of us are locked down alone, which I am. Thank God for my
Yeah,
babies. And to get to that place where you can say, I like myself, I love myself, I have great, friendship with myself. And it's a really important message, I think, for particularly younger women, because,
absolutely.
you know, I think we wouldn't have, I could speak for myself, I wouldn't have chosen certain relationships that were abusive, or I wouldn't have chosen different things. My path, and I don't regret my path because I wouldn't be right here, sitting with you right now. But,
Mhm.
what would you say to younger women that, don't quite have that self-confidence and that self-love right now?
Oh, I don't know how to make it um, sufficient enough for them to understand that they're the only person that they're the only one that, how do you say this? You're the only you have. I think
Mm,
that really should suffice.
that is
And
beautiful.
and and being the only you that you have, you should be very, very, very careful with you and be very, very cognizant of everything that you do and that you are becoming or being or want to be. I think that's very, very important. That's taking care of you. That's what it is, taking care of yourself.
I love that. I hope that every person that listens to that takes that into their heart. I do a lot of
Hmm.
work with mentorship for younger women, so that's why I wanted to get your wisdom and your sageness to them too, because it's a really important message. And I love your new video. What the world needs now is love.
I
Oh
do too.
my
I love.
God,
Yes.
we're going to be airing it on our award show.
Uh huh.
Did I lose you? There you are.
Oh, here I am.
There you are. We're going to be airing it on the award show, the new video of What the World Needs Now is Love. So tell us
Yeah.
about the making of that video.
Oh, it was wonderful. I had the best time. The camera crew were they were a hoot, so we laughed an awful lot. But they understood the meaning of the song. It was such um, a time for it. You know, we do need some love right now, an awful lot of it. And I was taught by my grandfather, who was a minister, that God is love. And that's what we're missing an awful lot of, the
Yeah.
love of God and God's love. So the world is in need of it. And I think we all should pay heed to those particular words. Hal David was a master at writing to the heart, not at it, to it.
Mm.
And every word that I've ever sung that he's written for me to sing has sort of a spiritual connotation to it. Every single song.
Well, it's such an important spiritual message. And I do agree with you that, we need to have more God. We need to have more heart and more compassion and empathy and
Right.
love, love, love. So that's the theme of our international Hollywood to Nollywood. Even though you're in New Jersey, we're across it's the country to country and the country to country to the world that we need to have this message of love.
Yes.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
continuing that message. And your songs are such a soundtrack to our life. It's so amazing. So I want to hear about your surprise appearance that you did with the vocal ballad between Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. What did they do when they saw you come on? And tell me all about that.
I was surprised, absolutely, and I love doing it. I got a phone call that morning from Swiss Beats, who is the creator of the show, Versus, and it was like, "Mommy D, can you do me a favor?" I said, "Okay, what do you want?" And he explained to me what Versus was, and that my two sisters were the stars of the show that evening, and how would I like to be a surprise to them? And I said, sure, why not? So they sent me a car. I'm, I'm here in New Jersey, and Philadelphia is an hour and 20 minutes away from me. And I rode down to Philly. They hid me in a dressing room. I watched the show until they said, all right, we think we want you to go on now. And when I walked out, it was like, oh, it's Dion. you know, so
Oh my gosh, I wish I would have been a fly on the wall or a person in the seat. That must have been amazing. Did you all get to sing together then?
yeah, we sang Friends and Superwoman. And I'll tell you the part of what I loved about the show was watching them because they set a television up for me in a dressing room they had provided. And I watched them and I listened to what they were saying to each other. Boy, what words of wisdom were they giving? And I certainly do hope that our youngsters who are just getting into or are in the business for a hot minute were listening to these incredible ladies saying things that they all should know and learn.
Absolutely, because the music business has changed obviously since you all
Yeah.
entered into the scene and took control of the world. It's so different now. What would you say to young musicians and artists and people that want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, they have to understand that what they say and how they say it is quite important. They're messengers, and they want their message to be something of that reeks of hope and happiness and love and joy and inspiration. And some of the stuff that they're giving kids to listen to, it's not too inspiring. I don't think. You
You
know, it,
definitely need more inspiration. You need to keep on
absolutely.
performing and doing all these beautiful, inspiring songs that help change the world. Speaking of surprise,
Mhm.
I love your costume that they made for you for the mask singer.
Uh,
That was
yes.
such a precious little mouse. What was it like to be in that costume? And such a precious costume. The costume designer needs very special kudos because she designed it like with you in mind.
Yes, they did exactly that. They felt, you know, first of all, the gown was the elegance of what they felt I should look like, and then that beautiful, cute little head. I and I am terrified of mice. I must say that.
Oh
But
my gosh, so am I.
that head was so cute. I didn't mind looking at it or putting it on my face. So, everything was basically designed with me in mind. And I had the best time. I had an absolute ball. I really did. It was, um, it was quite interesting, I must say, that they kept everybody away from me. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't see anybody. They kept me absolutely clothed. I mean, it was down to the last letter, non disclosure. Absolutely. I mean, from my hotel into the car that brought me to the studio, I was completely covered. He didn't know who I was. The gatekeeper didn't know who I was when I walked to get into my trailer. Only those people who were part of the production knew I was coming. Of course, they knew who I was, but they scooted me right out of that car, right into my trailer, and into my costume. So nobody ever, I mean, right down to wearing gloves so they couldn't even see the color of my skin.
Oh
It was
my
amazing.
gosh.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
And what was it like to sing inside that cute little head? I mean, you
It,
obviously
it
have
was,
microphones and all that in there, but that must have been so wild.
no, the microphone was in my hand, and
Oh,
I
oh, that's
mean,
right.
anywhere within the realm of my face, you would pick up the sound, of course.
Because it's more like a transparent thing that they can't see in it, but you can see out, obviously.
Absolutely.
Wow. That must have been such a fun adventure.
It was unbelievable. That's what it was. It was I had, like I said, I had the best time in the world.
Oh my God, that's so fantastic. Well, I do want to talk about your streaming event coming up because you were at Caesar's Palace at a residency and they now are turning that into something that the world can see. So I'm really excited about that. You're launching that very soon. Tell us about that and when it's launching, where we can see it.
Yes, actually, I wish I had all that information sitting in front of me, and I don't,
I think your
unfortunately.
publicist and who are lovely. Your team is so amazing, by the way. I think
Yeah,
it's something like October 16th, and it might have been on Roku. Is that correct?
yes, that's what it is. You're
Perfect.
so, but you know already, and
I
it's a, it,
kind of just ticked into my
it's a
memory.
show. It's one of the shows that we filmed, and I actually filmed it for myself. And my son Damon, who is my manager, he said, "Mommy, since you've been away and people are saying, when you coming back to Vegas?" And I'm saying, "I don't know. Nobody knows when anything's going to happen." He says, "Can I use this? Can we put this out and let people see what you did and how you did it?" And I said, "Damon, do you think it's good enough?" He says, "Of course it's good enough." So that's what they're going to be seeing. They're
Smart
going to,
son, smart son. I love that because it is really relevant. And everyone has these smart TVs now. I think the movie
yeah,
theaters are going out of business, unfortunately. Our
yeah.
industries are changing on a dime, but people are going to be moving into Roku and Apple TV. We're certainly going to have our own streaming platform on that too. I'm so
Mhm.
excited that we get to see that show because how often you have that residency in Vegas, but nobody else gets to see that. So now the world gets to see it.
That's true. And I'm thrilled about it because I do miss my audience very much. But I also must say I'm enjoying every single minute I'm at home. I mean, so seldom I am at home. I'm using this time to rejuvenate, and also I'm using it sort of like a vacation, something I've never had. And now I am enjoying my home. I'm enjoying sleeping in my own bed. Not having a maid have to knock on the door saying, "Can I get in your room, clean up my," all those things I am really experiencing for the first time in quite a long time.
Wow.
So
Well, your rejuvenation is making you a Benjamin Button because you seriously are going back in time and looking younger and younger and more beautiful, if that's even possible. So happy birthday
thank
on
you,
December 12th and
thank you.
congratulations on October 16th and
Hmm.
congratulations from the GWEN family and me personally, for the GWEN Legendary Luminary Award. You are a shining light in all of our worlds. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing, the love you're spreading, and really continually giving us the message that what the world needs now is love.
Yes, it does desperately.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be in touch and also continuing to support whatever you're doing on the humanitarian level because I know you do so much. And
Okay,
I would love to be able to continue supporting whatever you're doing.
I appreciate that. I certainly do. And thank you so very much.
Thank you so very much and have a blessed and beautiful day.
And you do the same. As please continue to stay safe, please.
Thank you. You too. Mask
I
and
will.
all. I'm not the
Yeah.
mask scener. I'm just the mask COVID
Oh,
contributor.
I understand.
Exactly. Thank you again, Ms Warwick. I really
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
forget to vote. Don't forget to vote.
Oh my gosh, I have my ballots over here and I'm going through them. I'm already set to go. I'm very proud to
Wonderful.
be voting.
Okay.
Yes. Thank
Take
you.
it.
All
Alrighty.
right, bye-bye.